Mm-mm-mm. What's up, everybody? I'm JB Black CEO, and welcome to Black CEO Media 2.0, aka BCM 20. All right, real quick. Today is Thursday, June 19th, 2025, out here in America. And boy, have we been having some news lately out here in the news. So we're going to come here to the platform of BCM 20, aka Black CEO Media, and we're going to break down and analyze some of this news. And, it's controversial behind what I'm about to report, but we're going to see, can we break it down to get a clear understanding out here in America? Oh my God, somebody might need to turn in their balls. Okay, let's go. Look at the title. It says R. Kelly, Wendy Williams' husband, and Antonio Brown, the NFL football star. You remember Antonio Brown, the star wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers. When he had enough, he took his damn shirt and his jersey and everything off, threw it to the ground, and ran out of the stadium with a peace sign up in the air. Was like, peace, I'm out. And we ain't seen him since out here. Okay. Well, that's what we have. He did wind up with Tom Brady and him and the Raiders and all this stuff. But anyway, let's get to the number one situation that's in the news, though, that has a whole lot of controversy around it. I'm gonna try to stay neutral, and I try to stay neutral when we do this stuff here at Black CEO Media. You know what I'm saying? Because we are Black CEO Media out here in America, though. R. Kelly. Boy, this has been a rough month, I'm gonna say, for that brother R. Kelly down there in the North Carolina prison, down in Butler, North Carolina, and I'm kind of familiar with that. That's about 2.5 hours away from where I'm at out here in America, though. Oh man, boy, online is buzzing, and through the communities is buzzing about the situation. R. Kelly, the excuse me. First, it came out about 2 weeks ago where R. Kelly was told allegedly by one of the inmates that, yo, man, the BOP, the Bureau of Prison, these people want me to unalive you out here. And you know what I'm saying? And then they're going to let me out due to the fact I'm sick, allegedly. This guy who posed to unalive R. Kelly, the Aryan Hood brother, excuse me from saying it wrong. One of the white supremacist guys or whatever. But anyway, allegedly went to R. Kelly and said, yeah, bro, I'm supposed to be laying you out. You know what I'm saying? And all in the name of this prison bureau, want me to do you in. And they say it stems from, when you remember, there was a blogger out here. I ain't gonna say her name, got access to R. Kelly's information, and they found out that one of the witnesses, the Jane girls that was with it, was flipped by some bloggers, and just is weird as hell. And they got proof that this young lady, one of the content creators, bloggers, got with one of the female staff members, and they went and accessed R. Kelly's Rob's information. I mean, it actually did. I seen it. You know what I'm saying? But what this guy has hanging over his head, people didn't want to hear it, though, and it's sad, though, when you say, for instance, let's just say if you're in the wrong and someone wronged you, and people don't give a damn about you that much, where it's like, I don't care, and it's serious. Now, when you're charged with stuff, you have to do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? If I do something wrong, I want you to charge and do the proper protocols. You know what I'm saying? That way I can pay for whatever I did, though. But with R. Kelly, aka Rob, I'm gonna be honest with you, sitting back looking at it, man, I think it's crazy, and it's a damn shame out here in America. And sadly, I do not want to be in that position right there, because this guy can clearly be telling the truth. And then, it's people out here that do not want to hear it. The prison, the courts, some of the people that used to support him, and just people in general don't care, So this guy can be telling the truth. And it's evidence out here when it comes to R. Kelly, from his trials, the past relationships, where is proof that, this guy, was telling the truth. I'm gonna be honest with you. But, a lot of people got that tunnel vision. Once the police, the FBI put it on, and we got this. And these are some people, I don't know if they'll call the police on you or whatever. And some people don't listen to the police. Some people don't listen to the feds. But these people out here, has been listening to the feds. And you got to understand, the federal government can be wrong also. And it's sad when a situation like this situation, I never ever seen a situation like this. I've been following the R. Kelly trial, the case, the situation, right? Um, I think maybe a year before everything came down, the Surviving R. Kelly documentary, and everything that they put out there against R. Kelly. Do I think it's sad? I think it's sad as hell, and we're not here saying that brother Kells is just innocent or whatever. And I'm also not saying he's just fully guilty of everything. Me, I'm just looking at it like, do the right thing, do it right, proper protocols. If you're gonna say fences, get this man in court, charge him and do, and bring him in to try to get justice off of him, let him have a fair fight. I'm gonna say that for almost anybody, but not taking it for anyone. But I seen a lot of flaws in the process of the government trying to get this guy, and some of the witnesses, from the Surviving R. Kelly, these a lot of them young ladies was of age, what I seen, it was similar to the P. Diddy situation, where it's a sex, you putting his sex life is on trial also. But as we know, he got the situation where they was the guy came to the inmate came to him and say, look, they want me to unalive you, and R. Kelly reported it to his attorney. They put it out in the media, and then I think, if I'm not mistaken, 2 or 3 days later, this guy was put in solitary confinement. His attorney came out with saying, they did that on purpose because he spoke out about this case, about the blogger or content creators that's getting that had got his information, and that's what he is still trying to get back in court on that right there. Because I've seen some of the paperwork where they actually accessed the guy's paperwork. So with me, I think that's kind of scary as hell. To see the government tell him no deal, we don't care or whatever. I think that's scary as hell, because it is something there, just my opinion, not taking it for anyone, because hell, I just think anybody need to have a fair fight. And if you don't like them, hey, I respect that. However, but to the people that looks deep into the R. Kelly situation, it is like something there, and so is that the reason they're treating him like this? And I know some people say, no, it's because what he first did or whatever. Okay. However, but everybody is not going to roll that way. And this guy has millions of supporters out here, and these supporters also ask like, where are the parents, and why wasn't the parents being charged with the RICO charge and the Mann Act? And a lot of people think this guy was convicted because of like little girls or something like that. And I'm here to tell you, that was not the case, why that guy was put in there, but as we seen breaking news, R. Kelly allegedly was gave too much medicine. I think that's crazy. Will whoever gave him this medicine be held accountable? I don't know. I doubt it. I'm saying like the nurse, the people at the prison, will they be held accountable? I'm just asking for the people in the front and the back, will they be held accountable? Not paying attention or purposely, giving this guy extra medicine. I mean, because that's serious there. And also when he got to the hospital, they explained to him that he was given, an extra dose of that medicine. And he also let them know that his right leg was swollen, and they did tests on it from my understanding, and it showed we had a blood clot in his right leg. That's why he had swelling there, and he had blood clots in his lung, So I don't know. That's a hell of a spider web. Rob is in, and I know it's a lot of people to come and send prayers to the brother, and he is definitely going to need it. Okay, let me know what you think in the comment section down there with the R. Kelly case, and we can go on and on and on. And hopefully this weekend, my team and we've been asking to do maybe a live where people can come in and just kind of debate on and see where people stand, his supporters, and maybe some people that disagree with it. Okay, so let me know in the comment section below what you think about the R. Kelly case. And like I say, bro, I think it's a hell of a spider web, and I think the guy need to be able to have a fair fight out here in America. Okay, let's move on. Let's keep it moving real quick. The next one, that's case or situation that became kind of dear-hearted to me, and it's crazy, which is the Wendy Williams case. Now, I was never ever a big Wendy Williams fan, never, I thought Wendy was just, just a gossip queen. She had all the damn juice out here in America. She had juice left and right out here in America. But, I wasn't a big Wendy Williams fan, but I still watch Wendy, for years. And but through the years, there came a time where the young lady is like a health star going down. There was speculation that certain people, maybe had did something to her allegedly due to the fact she was speaking out on certain celebrities. You know how this Hollywood weird thing is, where some people say, "Boy, you'll get unalive speaking on certain stuff out here in America." These people from Hollywood or entertainment industry, these moguls will come and take your balls and lay you in the hall. But anyway, Wendy Williams, as we know, was put into like a old, like a rehab or either what is a memory loss facility. Basically saying, she wasn't competent to take care of her affairs and stuff. Excuse me if I'm saying it wrong, or if you know a little bit more details. Make sure you put it in the comment section out here. And because like I say, we just trying to bring a little truth and not the damn juice from what we know a little bit. But breaking news, Wendy Williams' husband gonna pop back up. That's right, her husband gonna pop back up. And I know it's a lot of people do not care for Mr. Kevin, though. As you know, Wendy was married to Kevin Williams. And from what I seen through the years, Wendy loved the hell out of him. Then she found out allegedly that this guy was living a double life out there, a whole nother condo downtown somewhere, maybe Miami or LA or something. Let me know if I'm not getting it right. I know she said in one of her articles that this guy was riding around in her Bentley, if I'm not mistaken, her little sports Bentley with another female out here while she be at work or whatever, whoop-de-whoop. And allegedly all his friends knew, and they'd be partying over there at the condo, and Wendy Williams did not know it. But anyway, I thought that was one of the reasons that I thought she got depressed and started just like drinking and getting out of control in the beginning. But no, that was not the case. Okay. Now you got speculation that Wendy, something was put in her drink, because Wendy kept her coffee mug with what was it? Her little cough drops and stuff. You see her put her cough drop inside of whatever she drinks, water or coffee or tea or whatever, when she do her show. All right, Wendy Williams has been under guardianship for maybe the last 2 or 3 years. Excuse me if I'm saying that wrong, but she's been under a guardianship, and they've been giving her hell, and I've been kind of advocating for Wendy. I think they need to free Wendy and let Wendy go. Like I said, I was never a big Wendy Williams fan, but I felt that Wendy was being mistreated, and I did a couple of videos and lives on it where I felt they need to leave Wendy the hell alone, making like she just cannot, handle her affairs and all this different things like that. And I think they are so wrong. And it was speculation allegedly that her husband Kevin had something to do with it, that this guy used to be up there at the network back there behind the scenes, being like her manager. And guess what? I think from my understanding, he was back there being bossy and trying to intimidate them white folks. And you can't do that out here in America, because they're gonna get you up out of here. Yeah, and trying to intimidate certain people. And I'm not trying to make this a racist thing out here, though, but yeah, say he was up there and some of the, white folks he was trying to intimidate on Wendy's behalf back there handling her business, and they didn't care for it, and they had to get him out of the way. Okay. And then, shortly after that, that's when it went all downhill. Conservatorship was put over her, money froze at the bank where she couldn't get her money. And next thing you know, they swept her off and put her in one of those memory care facilities. Okay. Now let's skip up a little bit. Now her husband Kevin, let me read a little article. Wendy Williams' ex-husband sued her guardian, the judge presiding over her case, and others for $250 million on her behalf. Williams' ex-husband Kevin Hunter claims she was abused, neglected, and defrauded in the June 17th complaint. Okay, now some people don't want this guy to handle her affairs, though, but let's keep reading a little bit, though. It says Wendy Williams' ex-husband Kevin Hunter is taking legal action against the facilitators of her years-long guardianship. According to court records obtained by People, Hunter filed a lawsuit in which he claimed is on her behalf, demanding a jury trial on Tuesday, June 17th, which named 48 defendants who he claimed have violated her constitutional rights. Among them are legal guardian Sabrina Morrisley. I may be saying it wrong, and I ain't care for that Sabrina lady. Okay, the judge presiding over the guardianship, Lisa Sokoloff, Wells Fargo, her assisted living facility, and several lawyers. Guardianship is a what to say? Guardianship is a civil death in New York. More than 28 adults, which include Wendy Williams, are being abused, neglected, and defrauded under the care of an appointed guardian. The complaint alleged. However, LaShawn Thomas, the attorney who filed the lawsuit, acknowledged in a statement to People that Williams is not legally aware of all the evidence that support our claims that she should not be forced to suffer from this guardianship. All right. And it's more to it. You do your research online, where, you know what I'm saying, where it's another deep situation right there. And it's a lot of people that disagree with their husband coming out saying, yo, man, I'm finna step up for my ex-wife Wendy. A lot of people think he need to move out of the way due to the fact their past dealings as husband and wife out here in America, you know. And from my understanding, from my understanding, I know it got kind of sour with their marriage. And from my understanding, also, I know Kevin Jr., their son, I think put hands on his dad, you know, about his mama, you know, gave his ass some cowboy love out here in America not long ago, you know, in other words, you know, whipped his ass a little bit out here though. But hey, never mind me. Let me know in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just trying to bring the truth and not the juice. Let's do it together though. But there's a lot of people don't want her husband, ex-husband Kevin, near her, don't want him to try to even help her out. You know what I'm saying? Because some people say he's part of the problem. Let me know in the comment section what you think about the Wendy Williams situation also, and the R. Kelly situation that's going on today. Some people know about the Wendy update, and some people don't know what's going on. But I've been advocating for Wendy online here on some of my platforms that they need to free Wendy Williams. Hashtag free Wendy. And like I said, I was never a big Wendy Williams fan, but to see her being mistreated like that, or which I feel she's being mistreated, hell no. That Sabrina lady, which is the guardianship lady, need to move the hell out of the way, okay? And Wendy do have some friends, and friends and family that's supporting her. She also have her fans that'll show up outside of the facility, you know, with their sign saying free Wendy Williams. So let me know what you think in the comment section. What should happen? Should her husband Kevin still step in and try to get something done to try to get her freed from up under that guardianship that she's been up under for the last couple of years? Okay. All right, the next one we're going to right here. Now, this is my folk right here, man. My boy left the NFL and went straight G, gangster G unit out here. Antonio Brown, one of the best. This guy is talented. Here's one of the best that ever did it right there. Could have been a Hall of Famer. He was the best, you know, that ever did it out there in Pittsburgh. You know, he was the Pittsburgh wide receiver. You know, that boy was nice, and I'm gonna still say he still got a little bit left over. But as we see now, my boy went on about his business though, and he been in the news, you know, out here hanging with entertainers, rappers, and I also think he did a rap album or a rap song or something like that. But anyway, I think maybe a month ago, 2 months ago, he was at a boxing event, I believe in Miami. Excuse me if I'm saying it wrong. Let me pull up my little back here. Yeah, he was at a boxing event in Miami actually last month. And from my understanding, some guys came and tried to rob him for his jewelry. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad. Damn, get a job, people. Stop trying to take other people's belongings out here in America, man. You're going to mess around and catch one. You're going to catch something hot, cold, or some type of steel or iron out here. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, leave the hell alone. To the people out there want to take other people's stuff, get a damn job. That's all you got to do. Do like Antonio Brown did. Now, do I totally just agree with everything Antonio Brown do? No, do I? But, you know, some people say it comes from that CTE, from, you know, the hits and stuff that he had over there in the NFL, though. But real quick, Antonio Brown's supposed to have a warrant for his arrest, but he is not in the country, as we see. He showed up on TMZ showed a video where he showed up online, you know, smoking a cigarette. They try to say, well, smoking some type of this or that or whatever. Knock it off, TMZ. Knock it off. And he on there, speaking on another platform that he is part of, some cryptocurrency, if I'm not mistaken, or whatever. But he is not in the country, and allegedly there's a warrant out for his arrest. And this warrant is dealing with, say, for instance, he allegedly took his security guard or a security guard's weapon, and fired shots at the people that tried to rob him. And it's sad, that he's minding his business and some people try to rob him, and then next thing you know, if he do try to defend himself or something go cricket or crazy the way it did, he is the one that's about to be charged or whatever. But not saying he is about to be charged, but he is getting the media put on him. But let me read something real quick, one of these articles from ESPN, and we're just gonna take it with a grain of salt. So Miami, former NFL wide receiver Antonio Brown faces charge of attempted unaliving with a firearm, according to a warrant reviewed by several media outlets. The charge is based on a shooting. Brown allegedly involved in a celebrity. Wait a minute. The charge is based on a shooting. Brown was allegedly involved in a celebrity boxing event in Miami last month. Brown was detained by police after gunshots was fired at the boxing event, which was hosted by online streamer Aiden Ross. Brown was seen fighting with several people on the video posted on social media, and gunshots could clearly be heard after the altercation. Police released Brown after a few hours, and he posted an explanation to the social media following that day. I was jumped by multiple individuals who tried to steal my jewelry and cause physical harm to me, he wrote on his X account. Contrary to some video circulating, the police temporarily detained me until they received my side of the story and then released me. And I went home that night and wasn't arrested. I will be talking to my legal counsel and attorneys on pressing charges on the individuals that jumped me. Now, some people be like, oh, he ain't gonna put the police on him or whatever, though. But sometimes you might have to do what you got to do. I'm just saying in that right there. But he said he'll put them boards on him, you know what I'm saying, for trying to jump him, bring physical harm, and take his jewelry. Okay, if you follow the Antonio Brown situation, let me know what you think about the Antonio Brown situation. Like I said, I rock with Brown. I'm glad that nobody get hurt, but to the guys that did that, man, that try to jump him and take his jewelry, come on, man, just get a job. Just get a job. And like I said, I don't agree with everything that brother is doing, but at the same time, I still wish him well, wish him the best, and hopefully he can find his way. But my understanding, the guy is out of the country, and you can see him on social media trolling some people out here. I seen something this morning, but that's another story though. Just wanted to stick to the charge where they trying to charge him once I guess he come back to America. So I don't know how that's gonna go, but just stay tuned. Let me know what you think in the comment section about Antonio Brown. Like I say, he got this charge allegedly waiting. Will it stick or will it go away? I don't know. But listen, if you're new here, you like what you're hearing here at Black CEO Media, make sure you hit that notification button. So when I do go live, you'll get that notification. Then boom, I'm gonna bring you the damn truth and not the damn juice. And make sure you subscribe on the way out of the door. I'm Black CEO. I'm out. Take care of yourself and take care of others.